Well, for the last 5 years, this container exchange site in Yeppoon has been the place to bring your empty cans and bottles for cold hard cash. It's been great pocket money for the kids, and don't worry, I'm down here every couple of months as well with the cans that we collect around home. And trust me, if you don't claim that cash back, it's just more money in the pockets of greedy governments, and we're talking about billions of dollars here in Queensland alone. But what's upsetting for locals here about this site that's now closed, it's closed because COEX, the company that hands out the contracts for sites like this, apparently found a new provider. But there's a little problem. The new provider hasn't received council approval for its new site over in Burnett Street for good reason, because it backs onto residential properties, which means the 1 million cans and bottles that Cape Coast residents would bring in every month now have nowhere to go, not unless you're prepared to head into Rocky, which is quite counterproductive in its own right. Now, COEX, the company chosen by Labor to run Queensland's recycling scheme, have a history of failing to meet its recycling targets of at least 85%. But instead of ripping up their contract, Labor renewed it. And now we've got a situation where in just a couple of days, this shed will be completely empty and the community is left with nowhere to cash in their bottles and cans here on the coast. It's a monumental failure by COEX and Labor, which will ultimately lead to less recycling on the Capricorn coast and more waste going into our landfill. As for a new containers for change site in Yeppoon, well, that'll be a decision for council to make with the new contract operator, but don't expect it to open anytime soon. Commercial space suitable for an operation of this type in Yeppoon without disturbing local residents is really hard to find. It's just more and more incompetence that's been shown by this Labor government. I'm 𝗖𝗀𝗍𝗵𝗲𝗀, the One Nation candidate for Keppel. It's time we take a fresh look at those people behind COEX and ask the question, why would you shut down our one and only bulk container recycling operation here on the coast?
One nation, we got the guts to say what you're thinking.
Authorised J. Ashby, 34 Cathney Street, Yeppoon.